Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a bit of a review from some of the products that I've received from Cuticula nail tape. I'll link her storefront and social media down below. I know I've mentioned these kind of in passing in a few of my reviews, especially the water marble test, but I figured I would bunch them all up together and then show you what I think. Two of these products are restocking on Friday, and they are two of the ones that I'm most excited about. So stay tuned to the end to see some nail art and how these all performed. So really quickly, I do want to mention that all of these products are latex based, so if you have an issue with latex or an allergy, these you will want to pass on. This first one is Coconut Lime Scented Nail Tape. This is probably my least favorite of the scents. It does still have a pretty strong whiff of that latex, which I'm not really a fan of. It is a really pretty bright green color with some green and yellow glitters throughout, so really fun on the nail, and of course it works amazing. I do believe that this one is also UV reactive, so if you're into that, this is a really fun option. My second favorite scent is the Milky Way scented nail tape. So this smells like Milky Way candy bar with notes of caramel, chocolate, marshmallow, and cookie in a silver colored base with hollow glitters and stars. Those glitters are a little on the sparse side, and I usually don't get them when I'm just applying as I would around my cuticle area, but it does smell really nice. It really cuts down on that latex scent. It also dries down nice and silvery, which is really cool, and of course it goes on really easily and removes easily as well. So here's a look at how that looks across all of my nails. You can see where it starts to dry, it goes transparent and silvery. This next nail tape is definitely my favorite. This is Unicorn Poop, and it's scented like vanilla, sugar cookie, marshmallow, and buttercream. So very sweet. You do get a tiny whiff of that latex, but this covers it really well. It also has a lovely violet color base with rainbow holographic glitters throughout, so it really looks like acrylic while you're playing with it. It still does apply nice and smooth around the cuticle area. Once it dries, it turns like a very soft purple, but you do get those bits of glitter everywhere. That really helps you know where you're applying it as well, and it really lets you know when it's dry, because you don't want to mess with these until they're completely dry. So here's a look at how that looks on the nails. You can see where it's drying towards the tips of my fingers there. This last product I feel like is really the star of the show. This is the Pink Sugar Peel Off Base. So this is coming to the storefront on Friday as well. This is a very light pink colored peel off a base coat, and it does have a very sweet pink sugar smell. This is latex based as well. It is nice and thin and applies really easily. I'll go ahead and show you how it's swatched on my just natural neck and nail. I don't have a base coat on here. I do like that it goes on slightly pigmented so you can tell where it goes. I have tried to use a DIY glue base coat before. This is like 10 times better than that. It goes on really smooth. You're going to need to let it completely dry, and then it'll go to a soft demi-matte clear finish, and then apply whatever you want on top of it. I thought I would go ahead and put it through the wringer and use glitter and gel polishes to see if it really removes as easily as it's supposed to. So here I'm going to do 2 coats of Cosmo by Zoya. This is a very chunky glitter, one of my favorites, but I hate to wear it because of the damage that glitters can do on your nail, especially when removing. So here I'm going to go ahead and apply a gel top coat on top of this to seal it all in. And this is over 2 coats of Zoya's Cosmo. Then I'm going to dry it underneath my little tiny LED lamp. So once that's completely dry, I thought that I would use the nail tape and do a soft jelly gradient over that silver base. I think I've seen Jess Face and 90 do one of these, and it turned out really awesome. I'm using the Zoya Neons here, and as much as I try to love this collection, I just don't. It didn't work very well for me at all. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did it, or how I went through this. It ended up being a total mess though. So these are really hard to sponge gradient on, so I went ahead and applied it directly to the nail, and then I thought I would use a sponge to kind of soften that gradient a bit, but it completely absorbed all the color. I had to do that like 2 or 3 times, and you can see that it flooded my cuticles a little bit there. So once I reached the somewhat effect that I was going for, I'm going to go back in with even more top coat, and this is the Sally Hansen 101 top coat just directly over this to help smooth that out and blend in that gradient. Once that's had a little bit of time to dry, I'm going to go ahead and remove that nail tape. These do remove super easily, and they do have that snap that I love from a latex nail barrier. These are not going to break apart on you. You won't have to fish them out of your cuticles or anything like that. So I am going to go ahead and clean up a little bit of that flooding with my acetone and a cleanup brush. One thing I want to mention is that you do not want to get that nail tape anywhere near the peel off base coat because it will rip off. I had some issues on my ring nail when doing that. You can see it kind of lifted up a little bit there. These are going to be amazing to remove. So here's a look at that completed mani just underneath my artificial lighting, and then I'll go ahead and show you some peel porn. So I'm just using a cuticle pusher here, and with barely any pressure, these are going to pop right off. So this is going to be an awesome product for swatchers, or if you love wearing glitters but hate the removal time, or even with gels. I know I'm going to be using these to swatch gels in the future. So here a little look at my popped off nails. If you'd like to see more photos, you can visit my blog at sloppyswatches.com or follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. I will link Cuticula's storefront and social media down below, so definitely check her out. And thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.